Well, this is Steve Ridgel, and in our journey class, the Jesus Journey class at Hillcrest, we help people figure out what a Jesus journey looks like, what it means to get on your Jesus journey, come back to your Jesus journey. So, what we've been studying this spring are things Jesus said that help frame what a Jesus journey looks like, what it looks like to follow Jesus based on some of the things he said. And so, one of the things that we're talking about is something Jesus said in Matthew 12, where he said, a tree is known by its fruit. Well, we've talked about a lot of things with that. That one of the things we're trying to communicate to people that are trying to figure out the Jesus journey is, you know what? When you start your Jesus journey, people can tell the difference. If you're serious about following Jesus, your life will produce fruits. You have to live different. You don't just say. And so we've quoted things like the James passage in James 2, where James has that debate between faith and works. You say you have faith, somebody else says they have works. I tell you, you see my faith by my works. Where he talks about what good does it do to a hungry person to say, hey, be filled, and not help them. You haven't really done any good. And so it's good for me to talk about that kind of thing, because I too need to remember, and especially those of us that maybe teach and preach, those of us that give advice to new Christians, those of us that are spiritual leaders. You know, it's really easy to fall into the let me say a lot of the right words and not always do the right things. But we also talk about how you can look at life and, well, you can tell what kind of person you are because of the fruit. Now, that's true with a lot of things. It's true when somebody says, I'm a really good baseball coach. My team hadn't won a game in 3 years. Okay, that's producing fruit different what you say. Or if you say, well, I don't know what kind of coach I am, but you win 80% of your games. Well, I can look at the fruit of your coaching and tell you that you're a good coach. It's true with parents when people say, what makes a good parent? Sometimes I say, because I kind of believe it's true, well, go find good kids and then find their parents and see what they've done. That's what a good parent. I mean, that's a biblical principle even about elders, that they have believing children because that's the fruit of their spiritual leadership. So I think there are lots of applications, but I also think it's important sometimes to read that famous passage in Galatians 5 about the fruit of the Holy Spirit. And it just lists all those characteristics. And I think sometimes if you want to know how you're doing spiritually, just do the fruit checkup. How am I doing with peace and kindness and goodness and love and gentleness? How am I doing with those characteristics in my life? And you know what? If you're seeing those things in abundance in your life, you're seeing those things grow in your life, then you can feel good about your spiritual life. If they're getting less in your life or they're not in your life, that may be a spiritual checkup too that says to you, hey, pay attention, because you know what? The people in our world we're trying to talk to about Jesus, they want to know that Jesus' life works. And one way they know it works is when they see God's people full of the Holy Spirit fruit. Because that's how you tell that a Jesus tree is a life worth living. So this is Steve Ridgel telling you every once in a while I do that spiritual checkup too. It's helpful.